Chapter 1. The Arrival. The heavy thud of the prison bus door slamming shut reverberates through the chill of the morning air. Alex, a young man in his 20s, steps out, eyes wide with disbelief and anxiety. The soundscape swells with the clanking of chains and the distant, commanding shouts of guards, blending with the murmurs of inmates sharing their stories. Stories of survival, loss, and dreams deferred. In Alex's diary, he writes, "I never thought I'd end up here. Blackstone Penitentiary. Each echoing footstep feels like the world closing in." As he navigates the stark, sterile environment, he grapples with memories of a life once filled with hopes of becoming a writer, dashed by a single moment of poor judgment. His reflections resonate with vulnerability and uncertainty, capturing the raw emotions of a first-time inmate facing the daunting reality of his new home, a place where time stands still, but life's echoes pulse profoundly. Chapter 2. First Impressions. The sounds of Blackstone Penitentiary envelop Alex as he steps through the heavy iron gates, the metallic clang resonating in the corridors of his mind. Surrounded by towering walls, he feels the weight of uncertainty pressing down on him like an anchor. Through his trembling voice, he observes the stark reality of prison life. The rigid guards, the flickering fluorescent lights, and the calculating glances of seasoned inmates. Heart-pounding, Alex takes in the grim layout, a maze of cells and communal spaces where freedom is nothing but a distant memory. With each heartbeat, thoughts of fear and anxiety swirl in his head. He scribbles furiously in his diary, capturing moments of vulnerability that come to haunt him. "I look around and wonder if I'll ever feel like a person again," he writes. In this moment of isolation, the echo of hope remains buried deep within, igniting a flicker of determination to navigate his new reality. Chapter 3. The Brotherhood. As the murmur of voices fills the air, Marcus, a seasoned inmate, steps into the spotlight of the narrative. His gravelly voice carries the weight of experience, weaving tales of survival within the intricate social hierarchy of Blackstone Penitentiary. The rhythmic clanging of weights in the gym resonates in the background, symbolizing both strength and vulnerability among the inmates. Marcus describes the unbreakable bonds forged through shared hardships, how trust is a currency more precious than gold. Amid laughter and whispers, he recounts moments of solidarity when inmates stand united against external threats. Yet the tone shifts as he warns of betrayal lurking just beneath the surface, where alliances fracture under pressure. The intimate sounds of communal spaces amplify the contrasts of camaraderie and conflict, blending into a narrative that captures the essence of life behind bars. Through Marcus's eyes, listeners grasp the depth of brotherhood amidst the chaos, highlighting the complex dance of loyalty and survival. Chapter 4. From Solidarity to Betrayal. In the dim light of the common area, a sense of camaraderie envelops the inmates, as Marcus recounts tales of brotherhood forged in the fires of adversity. The rhythmic sound of weights clanging in the gym harmonizes with the grunts of strength and resilience, punctuating their shared struggle. However, the atmosphere shifts as Marcus shares a story that exposes the thin line between loyalty and betrayal. The echoes of hushed whispers hint at growing tensions. A fallen comrade's fate serves as a cautionary tale. The emotional weight hangs heavy as the sounds of confrontation arise in the background, a fight breaking out over perceived treachery. In the aftermath, the bonds of trust fracture, leaving the inmates grappling with the harsh realities of life behind bars. Each choice carries consequences, and Marcus reminds us that in this world, solidarity can swiftly devolve into betrayal, revealing the complexities of human connection amidst chaos. Chapter 5. Redemption's Path. In the somber chapel, the echoes of whispered prayers mingle with the distant clang of metal bars. Alex reflects on his journey as he meets with Father Joseph, an incarcerated priest whose wisdom transcends the prison walls. The soft rustle of the priest's cassock and the creak of the wooden pews create an intimate atmosphere, inviting introspection. Father Joseph recounts his own transformation, sharing stories of forgiveness that resonate deeply with Alex. "I thought I was beyond redemption," he confesses, his voice filled with conviction. "But every soul can find a way back." The ambient sounds of a ticking clock amplify the weight of time pressing on Alex's heart. As they dialogue about faith and the possibility of change, a flicker of hope ignites within him. It's in this sacred space that he begins to envision a future redefined, not by past mistakes, but by the promise of forgiveness and the strength to rebuild his life anew. Chapter 6: The Outside World. As the soft scratching of pen on paper fills the air, Alex's voice breaks through, reading a heartfelt letter to his daughter. The juxtaposition of laughter from children playing outside the prison walls and the distant sounds of guards patrolling creates an emotional chasm. "I miss you every day," he confesses, his words tinged with longing and regret. Interspersed with the sounds of birds chirping and city life beyond the iron bars, Alex's reflections reveal the struggles of maintaining connections with loved ones. He hears stories from other inmates' letters, each revealing their hopes and dreams for life after prison. Jenna contributes her own letter to her family, expressing the challenges of being a woman in a male-dominated environment. The sounds of her pen gliding across the paper resonate with determination, highlighting the impact of their shared experiences. In this chapter, the fading laughter from the outside world serves as a poignant reminder of what they yearn to regain: connection, love, and freedom. Chapter 7: Art as Escape. In the stark confines of Blackstone, Tom finds solace in the strokes of his brush. The soft sound of paint gliding over rough surfaces fills the air like a gentle heartbeat. His cell, once a stark prison, transforms into a vibrant canvas filled with colors that echo his dreams. As he narrates his journey, listeners hear the rhythmic swishes of his brush, mingling with the murmurs of other inmates who gather around to admire his work. Tom speaks of the freedom he feels while painting, a stark contrast to the iron bars that contain him. He shares how art transcends the concrete walls, allowing him to express emotions that words often fail to capture. Each mural tells a story of hope, pain, and resilience. The sounds of laughter and applause remind him that even in darkness, beauty can emerge, and creativity offers a glimpse of a life worth living, a testament to the human spirit's unyielding strength. Chapter 8: Unexpected Friendships. As the prison's fluorescent lights flicker above, the night brings a hushed intimacy to the otherwise chaotic environment. Alex and Jenna find solace in whispered conversations during the quiet hours, their voices barely breaking the silence of Blackstone Penitentiary. "You know, I never thought I'd find a friend in here." Her voice trembles slightly, revealing vulnerability. The sound of shuffling feet echoes in the corridor, but they lean closer to share dreams and fears. "I always thought friendship was behind me, but you make it feel possible again." Listeners hear the rhythmic whisper of breaths and the distant clank of steel doors, reinforcing the sense of connection amidst confinement. As they share aspirations of a future beyond the iron bars, laughter punctuates the tension, creating a fragile bond that blooms in the unlikeliest of places. This camaraderie becomes their lifeline, illuminating the path through darkness, reminding them that hope can flourish even in the harsh realities of prison life. Chapter 9: Redemption's Path. The ambient sounds of the chapel, soft whispers, the gentle ringing of bells, and the faint rustle of prayer books create an atmosphere of solace. Father Joseph, with his calming presence, shares the transformative power of faith with Alex. "Redemption starts within," he says, encouraging Alex to confront his past choices. As the dialogue unfolds, listeners hear the soft echo of footsteps creeping along the stone floors, intermingling with snippets of prayers murmured by the few gathered inmates seeking solace. Alex reflects on his mistakes, wrestling with the weight of guilt but finding flickers of hope ignited by Father Joseph's wisdom. "Forgiveness is a journey," the priest reminds him, emphasizing that every heart is worthy of redemption. The chapter crescendos with a reflective silence, filling the air with unspoken possibilities. Listeners are left pondering their own paths to forgiveness, as truths intertwine like the shadows cast against the chapel walls. Chapter 10: The Outside World. As Alex opens a letter from his daughter, the sound of crisp paper and a child's laughter fill the air, shining a stark contrast against the prison's oppressive gloom. Her words, innocent and filled with love, remind him of the life he left behind: the smell of spring flowers, the sound of birds chirping, and afternoons spent in the park. Each stroke of her crayon, described in her uneven handwriting, evokes memories of family dinners and bedtime stories, painting a vivid picture of what awaits if he can earn his way back to freedom. In response, Alex whispers his hopes and dreams into the microphone, imagining their reunion. Inmate voices fade in, reflecting on their own families, each one longing for connection. The soundscape shifts, blending the warmth of home with the cold steel of Blackstone. Here, amid the echoes of life outside, Alex and his fellow inmates grapple with the stark reality of their confinement and the yearning for a second chance at belonging. Chapter 11, Reality Check. Amidst the monotonous clinking of chains and the shuffling of feet, various inmates gather in the common area, their conversations weaving a complex narrative of survival within these harsh walls. The sounds of metal utensils striking against trays echo as they share stories, a testament to their resilience amid isolation. Each voice presents a unique reality. Some express bitterness over lost opportunities, while others reflect on growth and understanding. Alex listens intently, absorbing the pain and wisdom that permeate the air. The distant sounds of guards barking orders remind him of their constant surveillance, yet amidst this tension, a sense of solidarity emerges. The camaraderie in sharing their vulnerabilities provides a flicker of hope. As laughter and tears intermingle, the chapter culminates in an affirmation of their shared humanity, showing that even in darkness, inmates find ways to connect and uplift one another, reminders that resilience can flourish, even behind bars. Chapter 12, Preparation for Parole. As the day of his parole hearing approaches, Alex's mind races with anxiety and hope. The ambient sounds of clanging metal gates and distant conversations fill the air, each echo amplifying his anticipation. He sits alone in his cell, the soft scratching of his pen barely audible as he writes furiously in his diary, pouring out his fears and dreams for freedom. Will they see the man I've become, or just the mistakes of my past? He contemplates. The courtroom, with its austere atmosphere, looms large in his imagination. He recalls Father Joseph's words about redemption. It's never too late to seek forgiveness. In these moments of reflection, Alex grapples with the weight of his choices. The courtroom soundscape envelops him, papers rustling, the faint gavel strikes, and hushed whispers, each creating a tension that mirrors his own struggle between regret and hope. Ready or not, the moment of reckoning is here. Chapter 13, The Day of Reckoning. The atmosphere inside the courtroom is thick with anticipation as Alex sits nervously, heart-pounding, surrounded by the muted whispers of legal jargon. The echoes of the gavel striking wood cut through the silence, a symbol of authority and judgment. Sounds of rustling papers intertwine with the voices of the parole board, each word heavy with significance. Alex's mind races, recalling the painful memories that led him here, juxtaposed against flashes of hope for a brighter future. His internal monologue plays like a haunting melody, dissecting the choices that defined him. Moments blur as testimony unfolds. He hears snippets of his past, the mistakes laid bare in the harsh light of scrutiny. As the board deliberates, the ticking clock amplifies each heartbeat. The final verdict hangs in the air, a pendulum swinging between the freedom he yearns for and the reality of life behind bars.